Welcome back, everyone, to Chicopee, Massachusetts. We are here for the final match of the very first NEBA Youth Open, sponsored by Dexter. Thanks so much, Paul Sylvia, for your sponsorship. And we are here for this final between high qualifier Bradyn Brogan, who shot plus 79 and came back with a very clutch performance in the quarterfinal and ran over his opponent in the semifinal, and here he is for the final, and he's from Long Island, and he's bowling against Nathan DeMello from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Nathan's 17 years old and Bradyn 14, so Bradyn with a chance to be the youngest NEBA champion. This will be a NEBA youth title they're bowling for, but there's an interesting footnote to this match that we'll talk about right after this. And here's Nathan's first shot on the left lane. He will be starting, and super shot there. Bruce Hall here with you, and as usual, my color man, Jeff Purchase. Hey, Jeff.
Hello, Bruce. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
And Jeff brings some serious youth cred, street cred to our match. And we'll watch these guys where they're over off to our right now. We've been migrating to the right through the house after each match, and
mixer.
Each bowler flushing the pocket with two great starts there, and tying each other with a strike. So, Jeff, what are we looking for in this match as far as how the bowlers are playing them? Any thoughts on adjustments, nerves? What do you think?
Well, both these boys have been tearing it up in the brackets here, so I think they each rolled at least, they're averaging probably around 220 apiece, I think. So they've definitely figured out the lanes at this point. They generally are playing it pretty straight up, get it out to 10, 15, and they've been ripping them pretty well. So I think fairly straight up, I see with Bradyn. Nate's probably playing in a little more than Bradyn, but both are hitting it pretty good right now, hitting the pocket and doing some damage down on the pins for sure.
Well, case in point right there, who just struck twice flush in the pocket was Bradyn, and here let's see if Nathan can match.
Wow. We talked during our last broadcast what we think the number's going to be, and for the winner here, and I think you had said 220. I think I'm around 218. They don't have to amend that number with the start that these boulders have. So
no, there's no amending. There's no amending.
That one went high.
Almost got the squasher, but no. Let's see if Nathan can cover. Now, Nathan did flag 2 10-pins last match. Let's see how he does here.
Yeah, you'd also mentioned about Nate's interesting style here up at the approach here. He generally gets set essentially in the settee area. He cleans his ball, wipes it down, does not step up on the lanes, but once he does step on the lanes, he does not stop. It's almost like a straightforward movement. So
I'm trying to figure out where he actually aligns his feet and where he gets his feet on the board that he wants.
You see him, he's actually on the settee, bending his knees.
There now, he's looking now, so now he looks down, he looks at the board, and let's start walking.
Yeah,
and off we go. So
very, very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen that. But
I've seen Mike Lichstein do something like that, where he would do all of his, gyrations and his shakes and his all this stuff would be on the settee, and then he would step on the approach and basically go.
Yeah.
But even he would have a little bit more pause before he would start his approach than young Nathan here.
Yeah, very interesting.
It's clearly working for him because here he is in the final.
And this is a change, as I mentioned. Nate's been bowling. I've seen him bowling in the youth programs for several years. This is a change. This is something that I have not seen from him. So I'm curious. Maybe that's something, if he does win, that you can certainly ask him about it in the interview there.
No question about it. No question about it.
Because it is a change for sure. So that one's out.
Good looking shot there. Kaboom. Guys are lined up, and interesting. We have one two-hander, one one-hander. We haven't even talked about the two-handed versus one-handed style. It's been more about what kind of time they take in the approach and how they've been lined up and things like that. I think we just take the two-handed style as a given and go from there. So
I think at this point that's what's happening. It's becoming more and more prevalent. So you almost take it for granted.
Absolutely.
It's almost like you forget. Oh, another one there. Almost like you forget they bowl two-handed. So it's interesting.
Bradyn just gets up there and just slaps those tens out. Plenty of leverage still available by one-handed players, guys. Don't be worried.
Absolutely.
So here's our quick look at the score. You see Bradyn with the front three and taking already the pretty good lead here. He's got a chance. Light. No, 2, 4, 8. Got the 10 out, so no split. Jeff, we started with 4 divisions. We had under 18 girls and boys and under 15 girls and boys. We took the high qualifier for each of those divisions. That was our top 4 seeds. Then we took the next 4 based on score. And turned out our at-large cut was 954. That's 46 under. And Bradyn did lead at 1079. So some pretty good scores. And we're pretty sure that 1079 would make the cut in a normal NEBA here, knowing the pattern. So, you know, Bradyn throwing at every bit of what he would need to bowl the regular NEBA. And we do have an announcement, and we're still negotiating the exact venue for this. Could it possibly be tomorrow? But Megan Haas, the manager here, had a great idea, and her idea was to have the winner of this event bowl the winner of the regular Savage Arms NEBA coming up this weekend. And so we have, in fact, kind of on the spot, raised $500 for championship money available, and it would be a cash prize if it were the adult winner, and the youth would be additional smart money for a 1-game match for the winner of this tournament against the winner of the Savage Arms Open. And Nathan goes light for a super washout, and against the triple of Bradyn, that's going to be trouble for Nathan.
Got that out a little bit too much.
He
Got
did.
it closer to the gutter there.
So be his first open, I think, if he can't convert.
That's correct.
And let's see what he's doing for score. Again, we'll have a $500 match. We'll talk to, for example, if it is Bradyn, he's from Long Island, and the question is he going to stick around? Would this be at the end of tomorrow night's final for the Savage Arms Open? Could he possibly stay for that? I would think not. If not, we will find a venue and a opportunity in the future to conduct such a match. So match is definitely happening, and there's a chance. He went for it through the traditional way, did not convert. He takes out the 1-2-4 and goes 8 out. So that's going to leave him in a pretty substantial hole. I would guess a 30-plus pin deficit right now in the early going.
Bruce, you had mentioned, this is obviously a NEBA for the youth. We talked about the youth actually participating in a lot of the regular NEBA events, and we talked a little bit earlier about who actually is the youngest champion of a NEBA, just to kind of get a sense of that. And we did some research. Becky was able to produce some information for us, and we're able to know that Kyle Perillo is the youngest ever to win a regular NEBA. Great shot there, just leaves a ringing 10. Kyle Perillo was the youngest to win. He won when he was 16 years old and 2 months, so 16 years, 2 months. Won back in October 2020. After that, it was Tyler Perry. He was 16 years old and 5 months. Randall Dunbar won fairly recently, about a year ago, and he was 16 years, 9 months. And Tom Hankey is the only other bowler who won when he was age 16. He was also 16 years and 9 months, but a few more days older than Randall. So these young bowlers we had discussed really coming up and can make a big impact on the bowling world. You see it. These guys are well prepared and ready to go. So just wanted to make sure we mentioned him. There's another 10-pin that was missed, unfortunately.
Third 10-pin miss by Nathan. And unfortunately, he's now going to be down by 42 pins going into just the 5th frame. So he'll need some help from Bradyn. And Bradyn, historically in this position, has not given any help to anybody. So I think Bradyn's going to keep it in the pocket. We could have quite a lopsided victory by Bradyn here. And let's see what he does here in the 5th frame on lane 36. And a little light. Almost gets the roll, but leaves the 2-5. And of course, youth, we're not allowed to bowl NEBA before 2013, Jeff. And we hold our annual meeting in December. And we had a vote in 2012 to, in fact, allow youth to bowl in 2013. And they've been able to bowl ever since. And we've had a Youth Bowler of the Year, I think, that started in 2015. Am I right about that?
Yeah, that's correct. I'll run through the Youth Bowler of the Year award winners, actually. Back in 2015, the first Youth Bowler of the Year was Tyler Perry. In 2016, it was Tom Hankey Jr. 2017, Tom Hankey Jr. repeated. And then in 2018, it was Nate Purchase. 2019, Nate Purchase. And in 2020, Nate Purchase. So Nate Purchase
with the three-bagger.
With the three-bagger there.
Wow, good stock he comes from.
So that's right.
You have to be, you're beaming.
That's right,
you're beaming with pride.
One of my fun stats for Nate, for sure.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, he's earned every bit of it.
Ooh, all right.
Team Shimmy breaks up the 6-7-10. Nathan certainly needs an open or two out of Bradyn to get back in this match. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so he's down 48.
Well, good for Nate, and certainly that PBA show he was on with.
Kyle Troop. Yeah, that was quite exciting.
Team Shimmy and everything. That was just fantastic television. Great to watch.
Yeah.
And they have one picture of him with his eyes googly. Right.
It's a meme for sure.
It's a meme. I don't know if you have that.
I know Nate's got it for sure.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it looks like a cartoon eyes, frankly. So
yep.
We love it. We love it.
All right, let's get back here. I think Nate really needs to start striking here, Bruce.
Nathan can punch for 215, and if you give him that, he'll match the pace of where Bradyn is right now. So absolutely pretty mandatory just to put some pressure back on Bradyn, make him think about it a little bit.
He has
Hugely important to get a couple of strikes here.
Yeah, not struck on this right lane yet.
No, he hasn't. There's a chance. And rips the rack, gets the messenger in front of the 10, but it just won't go. Frustrating.
And it's yet another 10-pin.
Yeah. I've been known to miss a 7-pin or two, and they do tend to add up.
Yes.
And they do tend to start weighing on your mind a little bit.
Absolutely.
So, in fact, the worst one is you miss one, and then you leave one right next frame, and then it's like, okay, well, now you're going to keep leaving them till you make one. So
that's right.
Time to make one. So we have some beautiful Dexter posters out here talking about all the different shoes they have, the SSTs and stuff, and I'm a proud Dexter wearer for a long, long time, and I'll tell you, great shoes with the interchangeable soles, and
there we go.
Covered 10-pin, good stuff. And also remind everybody that we have openings on the 6 p.m., 9 a.m., and 12:30 squads for the Savage Arms Open coming up here at Chicopee. I'm going to be hanging around the bowl at 6 o'clock, as will Mr. Viali. And I saw Stephen Major here and a few other folks who I know are going to be bowling the 6 o'clock squad, so looking forward to that. And that will be just a regular NEBA. And interesting, that will be the next stop in the Paul Forey Memorial.
Yeah.
And we do have the front 8. There are going to be 64 bowlers that qualify for the Paul Forey Memorial. And that's a $10,000 added prize fund. And we have the first 16 of those, who are Scott Camp, Tom Coco Jr., yours truly, Bruce Hall, Jeremy Hartbarger, Eric Smythe, Dennis Bissonette, Tom Salamini, Chris Viali, Jay Johnson, Ryan Ladley, John Kirker, John Wilbur, Corey Umbrello, Matt Fazone, Michael Morable, and Andrew Hall have already qualified. This is like a FedEx-style playoff, and that will start in October with some elimination tournaments as part of your qualifying. So look forward to everybody coming out to try to make the top 8 and make your way into the Paul Forey Memorial Series Finals.
All families already punched their ticket.
1-2. I got it the very first tournament. I was incredibly grateful for that. And then at Nutmeg, too, where I had a really nice look off the corner. I led qualifying. It was my A game, to say the least. And there's 2 10-pins in a row for Nathan. Unfortunately, he keeps leaving them, which he can't afford to do. Nathan working hard to try to get back in this match. Unfortunately, now
204 max.
His max score down in the 2-0 range. That's right. And that's not going to get it done.
You need some help for sure.
He needs some help. And the way he's not striking, I'm not saying the 2-0 is automatic. And there's another slap 10 by Bradyn. He's just cool as a cucumber. This kid's 14 years old. When I was 14 years old, I was still bouncing off the walls. I don't know about you, Jim.
I would agree.
Let me tell you. So,
agree.
Good for these kids. So great to see these kids developed so early. And again, credit USBC, credit all the great youth programs, yourself, Albany, Sherry, Coach Marty J down in the Senate down in Cranston area.
Albany area, we have a
Albany
bunch,
area,
yeah.
and all the others. And he fell off that one a little bit. Not as clean a shot. Just the 2.8. Can he clean this up and keep on pace at the 2:13 pace? And really, do or die now for Nathan.
Yeah.
He's really got a double here.
For sure. At least make Bradyn think about it a little bit in the final frames here.
Shout out to Danny for running another flawless tournament. You don't even know he's here. Things
No.
run so smoothly. And shout out to you,
Good
Jeff,
shot.
for all the great information on the youth side of things, and to Becky for helping you and such collect some of that information.
Absolutely.
Becky is a walking encyclopedia of NEBA trivia, and of course put together the 50th anniversary booklet for NEBA, and she's done a lot of the fun facts that Maria Bolanova publishes and all that stuff she gets from Becky. So really appreciate all the work you guys did to help us add some color to our live stream here today.
For sure.
And thank everybody for tuning in on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. With any luck, you're watching from the park or the beach or somewhere near water and enjoying the best of all worlds.
Interesting. Nate has switched his style. Now he is actually on.
Oh, no.
The
Wow.
approach.
You're right.
So,
Now he
interesting.
stepped up. He stood there. And guess what?
And
Immediate gets a
10
strike.
back.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, if he were to
So I mentioned,
somehow
yeah.
pull this out, that will be a very interesting discussion.
Yes. Let's
But
see if he does it
He
again.
goes sheet for 204. Guess what? If he strikes here, I'll tell you right now, these next two frames
Yeah.
are going to get very interesting
That's
for
for
Bradyn.
sure, yeah.
Let's see what happens. Boy, is that interesting. Good observation.
Yeah. Let's see if he does it again. Let's see. He's off the settee area now. Let's see if he eventually hops on there. Yeah, he's going to stop this
He's
time. In the
lining up,
past, he would
yeah.
just go, and this time he is lining
He's
up.
really lining up his feet to the exact board. And I was wondering how he was doing that before, if he was walking up and just getting a quick glimpse down as he would take his first step, or he would do it on the settee, or how that would work. But
Just
no,
an
it's
interesting
very
observation.
precise,
Oh,
and
that's out.
that might be right. Doesn't get
That's out.
back. And he knows it too. And that might be pretty much all she wrote
Right.
for Nathan.
134.
What's the most he can do now is
184.
30,
Right.
50, 184. It would take a catastrophe by Bradyn at this point. Bradyn really only needs 9 out on one of his two frames to get himself to the 180. So I think we can pretty much crown your prediction.
Yes.
Bradyn.
Bradyn looked good early, so and he had to pull out. You may remember, Bruce, that first match, he had all he can handle there. He needed to get the final 3 in order to even get by that match. So
Bradyn was bowling Jaden Kanto, who had punched out, who had finished at 203, and Jaden had 153 in
Bradyn,
the
yeah.
7th. Excuse me, Bradyn.
Yep.
And he needed all set in the 8th, 9th, and 2 in the 10th to come back and win, and he got them all.
Got 'em
and they were
all.
all perfect.
Yeah.
So huge comeback. Just goes to show anything can happen in a one-game match.
right.
And to win a NEBA, you do need a little bit of luck. And there's a strike, and that's going
That's
to
it.
do it
That's right.
for Bradyn. Calm as a cucumber, this
Yeah,
kid.
Bradyn Brogan.
Calm, cool, and collected. Good for him.
Yeah, we don't see,
And
as I
looking
mentioned, we don't.
forward to having a chat with him.
Yeah, we don't see too much of him up here in the tournament series that we run. He is out of Long Island. I think he focuses probably in some of the tournament series down there. So unfortunately, we don't see him, but hopefully he'll come back up. He is a very, very skilled bowler. So
Sure is. Look, just proofs in the pudding there.
Well,
High
that's right.
qualifier. Wins all his matches.
Yeah.
Comes back. Wins the tournament.
yeah,
Pretty much a dominant performance by Mr. Brogan. And Nathan will wrap things up once again. Thanks to all of our NEBA sponsors. Thanks to Savage Arms. Thanks to Dexter for sponsoring this youth tournament. This will be a youth title for Bradyn Brogan, and we'll be having a chat with that young man when we come back. And once again, folks, openings at all 3 squads, 6 o'clock, 9 a.m., and 12:30 tomorrow. Hope to see you all here at Chicopee. And this is going to be a 2, if he makes this, 220. What did I say?
220, that's right. It's 218, right.
Okay, if he gets one, it's 218. If he gets both, if he gets all three, it's 220.
I hope he gets
Watch
2.
He gets 9. Watch him get 9.
Oh,
no, he makes it for
winner.
220. All right.
Bruce gets
winner.
it.
All right. I'll take a victory lap on that one. Jeff, thanks so much for sitting in, and we will see you soon. And I think I just picked up a doubles partner, too. So thanks so much. Thanks, everybody. We'll be right back with the interview.